Hey guys, it's Lolly Force. I'm bringing you Big Into Games Old Town Speedrun. You want to go in here with your typical setup, a scout, engineer, sniper, and 2 siphon soldiers. And while this is loading in, Big Into Game wanted me to thank some people for him. He wants to thank Matacon, Pro Hitman, Quiet Non, Dr. Schwaz, Dr. Powers, Jaded Zombie, Sethers Morris, J Money, and of course Lolly Force because she is awesome. Alright, the first thing you're going to want to do when you spawn in here is you want to have a soldier plant a grenade right here. That blocks an odd spawn. Excuse me, that blocks the carrier spawn, not an odd spawn. It blocks the carrier from spawning behind the fabricator. Your first soldier is going to stand right here on these cogs in the middle. This soldier is going to plant Ice Lake. Your scout is going to stand right here on this wall against this long cloth here. Your second soldier is going to stand up here in the middle of the walkway. Just right here in the middle, that's his spot. He plants the hallway by Ice Lake. You're going to put your boss decoy right here. And your boss is going to spawn right here where your soldier stands. So on boss waves, you want your soldier to stand back here because your boss is going to spawn right there. So make sure he has a drop shot so he can fight the boss. And then you want to put a weapons locker right here. You need to put a grenade there in the beginning so you can block that odd spawn until you can get a weapons locker there. And then your engineer, he is going to stand over here in the middle of this wall, right here. And then you want to make sure you have a decoy right here. And then a weapons locker over here. Those block some odd spawns that you might get by the engineer. And then there is another decoy that needs to go over here in the main, right on this patch of snow that blocks the other odd spawn here. And then you're going to put your sentries along here, right there, and over here against the snow. And then you want a barrier right down here along the middle of the ramp. And then your soldier here is going to plant a couple grenades right here on the ramp. And then plant around here, around the snow patches here. It's really hard to plant on the actual ice lake, so just planting around the patches of snow and all this stuff, there's your best bet. And then you want to put another sentry right here pointing into that hallway with a barrier right here to keep them from coming out of the hallway. Now, until you get to level 2, you probably want to put your barrier right here and your sentries back here, because if you push in too soon, your stuff's probably going to get destroyed. And then your last sentry and barrier are going to go over here. You want to put your sentry on this pile of rocks that also blocks an odd spawn. And then your barrier you want to put right here. And then your soldier needs to plant on the walls in here. If you plant the floors and not the walls, you're probably going to push out some of the spawn. So make sure you plant the walls. Now I'm going to show you the fabricator placement.
Moving the fabricator.
Now there is a footprint up here on the ground, right there. You want to make sure you plant the corner of the fabricator, the blue part there, the blue outline. You want to make sure you put plant the corner of that on that footprint, and then the corner of the fabricator up against this metal here that's on the ground, that metal plate.
Fabricator.
And there you go. That is a fabricator placement. Now I'm going to show you some clips from the gameplay. Here's your decoy placement by the engineer that blocks the odd spawn. And then here is the locker placement that blocks the odd spawn. And here is your boss decoy placement. And then the weapons locker that is near the soldier that blocks an odd spawn. Make sure it's in that doorway there. And then here's the decoy placement in the main spawn that blocks that odd spawn there. And then here are your sentry placements for the main spawn, as well as your barrier placement halfway down the ramp.
Fortifications reloading.
And here's your hallway sentry placement for the front side here with your barrier. And here's the back side sentry placement with your barrier. Just make sure that sentry's on that pile of rocks there that blocks an odd spawn. And here's a couple map overviews for you. You can see that all the enemies spawn on the ice lake and in the hallway. And then here are some boss waves for you. And then here in the TACCOM, you can see how we have that soldier step way back there so that the boss can spawn in his spot. And you just want to make sure your soldier has a drop shot there so he can help fight the boss. And that is Big Into Games Old Town Speedrun. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do.